few things, no? We do have our own speed test server. We do encourage customers to test using DOST speed test as well as MLabs, because we feel that our results, a little bit of probably question of course it's in your network, right? And we don't have any fears about the result because we peer very well with the page of an IX of 10 gig. So after you said that it can also now monitor non-mobile, so we've actually been encouraging customers. And you know, I cannot complain about Project Bass. We're number one right now there. That's self-serving. But one of the things I also like to say is that you know, when you see results that are not optimal, it can mean two things. One is it could be your network, and obviously an external testing tool allows us to check not only our network but our interconnectivity.
Correct.
We cannot forever hide behind reason well, it's not my network anymore. It's our responsibility to make sure, to the extent possible, that we have good interconnectivity. And you know, we really support the objective of the government to do peering, especially, you know, we're a small player. So that was one area. The other area is we also need to make sure that the testing platform is in tip-top condition.
Correct.
And you know, maybe that's just one point I would like to make, and I don't know how to be answered. That the standardized, if ever there will be testing platform, we need to make sure that it's running in very good condition. And you know, in our case, whatever we can contribute without being self-serving, to ensure that it happens, we're more than willing to support. And I don't know what else can be done, because what you don't want is some party to question the result because they say, the platform's not working well, the peering is, like in our case, we had that incident, and we worked very closely with you guys. So, it also helped fix our peering with PH OpenIX.
Yes. So, if you notice the results on a week-by-week basis, initially when we first came out with the top Wi-Fi network, Converge was not at the very top. But then, because of open communications and a mutual desire to really help improve Philippine internet, they were able to find out the issue on their own and fix it. As a result, they're now one of the top 3. And in terms of commercial provider, they're on top. And I hope we can replicate that experience with SMART as well. Sir Hans?
Sorry, a couple of things on our end as well, just to echo that. I think I've mentioned to Wilson as well that for us, the telcos definitely any metric that would complement the things that we're already monitoring internally is most welcome. But having said that, we should be very comfortable with that particular metric. I guess before I go to some of my points, I'd like to reiterate as well that the way we're doing speed testing, we just really have to call it for what it is. It's a checking of the connection from the user to the particular server that it's accessing. So then it begs the question, if you're good at that particular speed test, does that necessarily guarantee that you'll be good at Facebook, you'll be good at YouTube, but the actual content that the users are doing? I think we need to put that in perspective in light of actually what we found out in the recent days. And just to echo the sentiments of our colleagues as well, if this is going to be something that will either us or anyone will be measured against, we need to make sure that the whole platform ecosystem is sound. Starting from it starts with the app. It needs to has a roadmap to support the ever-increasing diversity of devices out there, and also technology. Does it support carrier aggregation? Does it support all those technologies? So it has to be there. The infrastructure, can it scale? Once we open it up, can it actually take in all the tests that will be expected to come in? And I'm talking about the server, I'm talking about the links, the interconnection links. We need to secure those. No? And methodology in data cleansing and aggregation. That because the whole presentation of results, it's crucial how you actually present the data, how you clean the data. Wilson was talking about median values earlier, but then again, there are other ways of doing it. I guess the important thing is if it's done across the whole sample of the participants, then I guess it will just be represented that way. No? But then again, there are other ways of doing it. Another thing on speed, another competent speed test. One typical scenario is people normally just run a speed test if, for example, they encounter something wrong with their data, and that's when they run a speed test. But then again, because no one actively just on a whim will run a speed test. So how does that come into play in terms of really analyzing the spread of experience of our subscribers? When if you only do active tests, then you might only capture the really bad ones, which is acknowledged. It's there, so it happened. But how do you capture the rest of the samples? And then I guess the last one would be the presentation of results. I don't know if Facebook, posting it on a Facebook page is the most ideal way of doing it. I think there needs to be better federation in terms of how the results are posted and the analysis that comes with it. We don't want parang shooting from the hip na there's one data point there and we interpret based on that particular data point the whole quality of experience for the whole telco, for that telco. So I think those are the things that we need to look at. Wilson was encouraging me to share a particular experience that we are doing. I think this also echoes the experience of other telcos. We noticed that somehow there's a particular case. The DOST server is actually an Ookla server as well, and this is where the VAS server is hosted. Somehow we were seeing different results between the two. No, it can be the application, but what we were seeing was malayo, sobrang layo ng values. So we were wondering what was causing it. And then after several weeks of investigation, is it the routing? Is it the interconnection? So we were looking at some of the interconnection links going to DOST in particular, and apparently that was affecting it. The only curious thing is it wasn't affecting Ookla as much as it was affecting VAS. So that's something that we also need to look at. Why is it so app specific, that particular scenario? Yes, it's something that needed to be probably fixed, but then it was showing so very valuable results. And the results were posted in the website. But again, that's why I have some issue on when we post it that way in social media, because it's difficult to do it that way. But eventually, like I said, when you do that speed test, it just represents the interconnection from the user to that particular server. And to that point, our VAS results were not as good, but does that mean our service wasn't good as well? I guess I can confidently say at that time it doesn't represent the service that we were providing. The number that we are seeing there, it only represents our connection from our users to VAS, but it doesn't represent the quality of service that we are providing in general.
So, first of all, it's a crowdsourced